Hello, friends. Welcome to Learning Python the easy way. Come on, let's get started. Are you scared of Python? Come on, join this class and learn Python with me the easiest way. Today's session, we are going to learn the introduction to Python language. Python is one of the high-level, interpreted, general-purpose programming language. It is very simple to use, comprehensive, and definitely it is powerful. In the year 1991, Guido van Rossum developed the Python programming language. It is widely used as a dynamic programming language when compared to other languages like Java, Perl, PHP, and Ruby. Python is also termed as the scripting language. It provides support for dynamic memory management, multiple programming paradigms, and definitely implements the basic concepts of object oriented programming. Don't worry, all these terms will be very easy and you will understand very soon what these terms mean and how easy it is to implement these concepts in Python language. The important features of Python should be known to all of you. Before we start working hands-on into the Python programming language, you should know what are the important features of Python and what it has to offer. Number one, Python is an open source language. It is totally free. You don't have to pay even a penny. It is simple and easy to learn. Definitely, it is scalable and portable. It is a high level language with very good graphical user interface. Even today, programmers want a good graphical user interface to do quick, fast, and intelligent programming. Python language is case sensitive. That means capital A is different from a small a or a in a lowercase. Python language is platform independent and supports the concepts of object oriented programming. If you are a programmer of C or C++, definitely you will be writing a fewer lines of code in Python for the same purpose. One important highlight which I want to bring to your notice is that in Python you don't have to declare. You can use variables and identifiers which need not be declared before use, unlike in C or C++. So where Python language can be used? So the applications of Python are varied in nature. You can use it for web development, you can use it for implementing graphical user interfaces, you can use it for business applications. Why not your games and animations? They can make use of those codes can be written in Python. Accessing the database and using data analytics is such fun in Python language. No wonder machine learning and artificial intelligence are no more buzzwords. They are very easy to be implemented in the Python language. And definitely, our Internet of Things applications are easily and quickly programmable using Python programming. So I have a list of 7 companies today who are making use of Python and earning their revenues, of course. Number 1 is Google. Number 2, Facebook. Instagram. Nobody knows. Nobody in this current scenario. Everybody talks about Insta. But Insta makes use of Python, and that you should be aware of. Spotify, Quora, Netflix. Again, a very common term. Dropbox. All these companies are making use of Python for generating revenue and for their business application. So let's see how these big companies, the top-notch companies, how they make use of Python. So Python is applied in real revenue-generating products. For example, Google makes extensive use of Python for its search engines, and of course makes use of this Python creator. The other companies like Intel, Cisco, HP, Seagate, Qualcomm, IBM, all these big companies, they use Python for hardware testing. The ESRI, which is the Environmental Systems Research Institute, they use Python as an end user customization tool for their popular product, GIS product. And nowadays, during this lockdown period, almost everybody all the time is addicted to YouTube. Yes, YouTube videos are making use of this sharing service, and its code is written in Python. So, what is the latest version of Python? Definitely, every Python programmer and a beginner or simply a new person who just wants to know what Python is should know what is the latest version of Python. So, as days and years and months go by, there are a lot of changes that is brought into the existing version of Python. Whenever there's a new feature or a new enhancement, a new version comes out. So, in October 5th, 2020, we had Python 3.9.0, which was released. And later in December 2020 came 3.9.1. And in this year, 2020, February, we have 3.9.2. And then in April, we have two versions of Python, namely 3.9.3 and 3.9.4. And this month, in May 2021, we have the latest version, Python 3.9.5. So, all said and done, just because people are using Python so much, we have so many versions coming up. So, why do these people use Python? The basic reasons are very, very simple. Number one, Python is object oriented. That means all the concepts of object oriented programming, like polymorphism, operator overloading, multiple inheritance, and so on, can be easily implemented using Python. Python is open source, it's free. Downloading and installation and installing it on your machine is 100% free, and the code is also easily accessible. So, of course, you don't have to install the latest version. Like just now I said, the latest version is 3.9. From zero itself you can make use of. But there are times that everybody will not have a hi-fi machine to support the latest versions. So I'm just referring to or recommending you to use a recent version, not the latest version, right? So these versions can be downloaded from this link, https www.python.org/downloads, and you can choose your version of Python which you want to download, be it Windows or Mac operating system. There are different links, you can look at them and download them for free. So after installing Python, you may know how this Python is going to work, what kind of execution environment is providing. Before we actually type a few lines of code, let me just give you an understanding of how this code execution happens in a Python environment. Python has a traditional runtime execution model. All Python codes have the extension .py. And this code is translated into a compiled Python code with the extension PYC. PYC stands for compiled Python code. Now this compiled Python code is a bytecode, and this bytecode is later run by the Python virtual machine, which is automatically compiled and interpreted. So the Python virtual machine gives you the runtime environment. So your source code with the extension .py is translated into a bytecode which is platform independent, and that code has an extension .pyc, which is compiled Python code. So let's get going. Where, as people new to Python, you may wonder how to execute your Python code. If you don't have a machine which can be used to install an Anaconda Python or any other Python, Google provides you a easiest environment for typing and executing your Python code. So just all you have to do is just type https colon double slash colab.research.google.com. So what's Colab? Colab is actually the short for co-laboratory. Now laboratory is a place where you do experiments. So this Colab, which is Google's Colab, gives you an opportunity to work out your experiments in Python. It allows you to write and execute your Python code just using your browser with zero configuration. That means there's no specific configuration needed. In fact, nil configuration, with free access to your GPUs, and of course allows easy sharing. You can share your code as and when you type with your friends and other learners. Whether you're a student, a data scientist, or even an AI researcher, Colab will make your work much easier. So this Colab, all you have to do is just type the URL that I provided you, https colon double slash colab.research.google.com, and you have to just select a new notebook and just type. Once you enter your new notebook, you will see something called a code cell where you can type your code. So for the benefit of the first time users, I have just given you a screenshot just below. You can see that this is the code cell where I have just typed one line of code, print, hello, welcome to learning Python the easy way. So, and I've just executed that one line Python code. So how did I execute? I just clicked on this play button which is in the left side of the code cell. Or you can just use a shortcut key, control plus enter, and that piece of code which is inside this code cell will be executed. And that's how it got executed, and it printed this line, hello, welcome to learning Python the easy way. So let's get started. So if you have opened a Colab in your browser, then just try these simple print statements. Just trying some math in Python. So all you have to do is just print 3 plus 12. Print 12 minus 3. It gives you 9. So immediately you can see the answer. You can try operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You can also try greater than, less than. So these are some operators, the relational operators. So as a new person to Python, totally new, you may not be aware of these operators. So just don't worry at all. In the upcoming classes, we will be learning step by step. Every lecture, I will be teaching you some important topics in Python and just make you an expert Python programmer. Okay? So these are some of the string statements that you can always try in Python. So within double quotes, you can say, type, it's a beautiful day. Hi everyone, welcome. Some string operations you can make use, like concatenation, multiplication, and just try it on your own and experience working with Python all by yourself. It's easy as we join this journey of learning Python together. So thanks for learning. See you in the next lecture.